Hey guys, welcome back to SLT Learning, and this is Ankit Prajapati, and today we're gonna cover another question on Cypress automation interview playlist. We have covered so far almost many topics like Selenium, then TestNG, then API testing related question, then Playwright and all those things. We have Java programming related syntax related question as well. How you can do the coding on your interview, how you can start with the debug. I have also uploaded a very crash course in my YouTube channel. If you are a non-IT person and if you want to jump to the software testing side from manual to the automation, how you can plan yourself and how you can do the things for your automation interview. Okay, so let's see what we're gonna cover today. So can Cypress handle multiple browser tabs or windows, and how do you manage it? If you remember, right, in one of the questions when we were discussing about the limitation of Cypress, I told you this question will definitely come. Even though if you are a 1 or 2 year of experience or senior, they will definitely ask you this question. Why? Because this is one of the limitation of Cypress, and that's why they want to understand your approach toward it. Okay, so let's we understand these things. As I told you, right, this is one of the classic Cypress interview questions. Then they're gonna definitely ask you, because it intend and limitation of Cypress by design, and that's why they want to see how you can tackle this limitation. Okay, and to do good in the interview, to answer this question in interview in a better way, let's see how you can do that. Okay, so first things, no, Cypress cannot handle, that is a straight away answer for this one. Okay, but Cypress does not support the controlling multiple browser and tab windows directly. Cypress run inside the single browser tab application under test, and the Cypress team intentionally avoided multiple window support to keep the architecture simpler and deterministic, to run the test in a single loop, and no like race condition, like no thread kill condition and something like that way. And that's why Cypress does not support the multiple tab or browser in a like I will just say in a single loop. Okay, that if you have seen the architecture of the Cypress, you will see the information about that part as well. So if your app trigger window.open or a link with target underscore blank, Cypress won't switch tab the way the Selenium and Playwright do. Okay, so if you want to switch the tab in Selenium Playwright, we have the window handlers and all those things, right, like window.open or something like that way. Otherwise we can keep the target is equal to blank underscore blank, and that help in a Selenium and Playwright to switch the tab, but in Cypress it does not work. So how we can do that things, let's we understand. First, force link to open in a same tab. Okay, so rather than opening in a different tab, try to open the same link in the same tab. Okay, so if you link has target, you can override it, so Cypress open in the same tab. So you still have a two tab, like that means you have the one URL loaded, but it will replace the second URL on the same tab. But you can eventually you can consider you still have a two tabs. This is how one of the way you can manage these things. Okay, so cby.get a target blank, invoke remove attribute target and .click, and this will help you to open the forcefully link on the same tab. Okay, this is the one of the way you can remember this syntax, guys, and this is very much useful to, if they might be ask you, okay, how you can do that. So a link target should be blank, and invoke remove attribute is equal to target, and then .click, this will open on the same tab the new tab with the blank URL. Okay, and use cby.request for a backend verification. So if a new tab just open another route for the API based page, you don't actually need to visit via browser. You can, rather than like switching between the two URL of that browser, like one of your current ATU URL and one of the blank tab that you have just opened, you can eventually just say cby.request new page endpoint, then .response, and just says response status 200, and response body should come include some of the text that you can validate. Okay, rather than going with the UI validation. So force link to open in the same tab, first thing. Then use the cby request for the backend verification. Then third, use cby.origin for cross origin tabs. So in Cypress, like the 9.6 version, if a new tab navigated to a different domain, the domain 1 and domain 2 I told you, right, the first URL and the second URL, even though you can see the one tab open in a Cypress, but in the backend it has a two URL that Cypress code is handling at the same time. Okay, you can test with the cy.origin. So what it will do, cy.origin, let's suppose http external app.com and cy.login, and everything will happen on this particular URL itself. This is the second tab. Okay, this does not switch to the new tab but lets you to run the command and as if it is included inside the new domain. So this is the code, this is the cy.origin you can use to run on external app. This is not the app URL that you are actually testing, this is another app URL you are opening on the same tab. Okay, so use cy.origin for cross origin tabs. Okay, and then intercept and stop the windows open. So let's suppose there are two ways. If the application use windows.open, you can stop it, so Cypress control what happened. Okay, so cy.windows.then windows cy.stop windows open dot as windows open. Okay, and another one, trigger the action cy.get open new tab dot click cy.get window open should be called with the expected URL. So this is the syntax you can put, and this is the how you can handle the multiple browser and tab in the Cypress. So force the link to open in the same tab, use the cy.request for backend verification, then use cy.origin for the cross origin tabs, and intercept and stop the windows.open operations in the Cypress. Okay, and here you are verifying the correct URL being opened without actually opening the new tab. Okay, this is the way you can handle that particular situation in Cypress. Okay, so if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions, okay, you can put in a comment. We will give you more information, more description about this question with some of the example. Okay, but in lump sum, if you have 1 or 2 minutes to answer this question, you can answer with some of the keywords. You can see highlighted, bold, you can see that keyword, you can fetch that keyword in your answer, and based on that you can form your answer. Okay guys, so force link to open in the same tab, use cy.request for backend verification, understand and remember a little bit about syntax, and intercept and stop the windows open operation. Okay guys, so if you like this video, please share to your colleagues who is learning or who is applying for the key automation role, specifically in Cypress. This is the Cypress playlist that we are creating, and we also have other topics related to interview question on our YouTube channel. Please go and visit that, and keep learning and keep cracking the interviews guys.